Good morning, hello Toastmasters and my dear guests. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the Hello Toastmaster meeting number 156. Before starting, I would like you to give a few ground rules. First, kindly please put your phone off or in silent mode. I will give you 10 seconds for it. Kindly please refrain from talking about topics like sex, religion, and politics. Kindly please stay mute unless you are on the stage. And the last and the most important is don't forget to enjoy the show. So now let me tell you about the mission of the Toastmaster International. Here we provide mutually positive environment where members are empowered to develop their communication skills and the leadership skills, which they have develop their self-confidence and personal growth. So, without further ado, now I would like to call on the stage inside officers of the Vellore Toastmasters Club to Toastmaster Kaushik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kareem. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Nice. So, dear Toastmasters and guests, welcome to Vellore Toastmasters Club and meeting number 155. The Vellore Toastmasters Club is a community club, part of Vellore Toastmasters Club International. And what we do over here is a club for the people of Vellore and around Vellore to come join and improve their communication as well as leadership. We do this by giving speeches, having roles in meetings, and so on, as we'll all witness today. So, welcome. So, last month we had a really good growth of membership. We had 50% growth in membership, which is really good. Imagine you had 20, that's 10 plus. So, it's a very good plus to the club. So, it's a good achievement. And we have two new members this particular meeting, and they are waiting to be inducted. So, firstly, before anything, let's go into our member induction ceremony. Hello, Toastmasters. It is now our duty and privilege to induct Toastmaster Saranya and Toastmaster Santosh, new members into the Vellore Toastmaster Club. This is an important occasion both for these new members and for our club. I will now call our new members forward and ask them to join me on stage. Please withhold from your applause until the end of the sermon. Toastmaster Santosh, Toastmaster Saranya. You are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn how to communicate more effectively. As a member of Vellore Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. We ask our new members to dedicate yourself to personal growth, to share the great gift with your fellow members, and to help keep the Toastmaster Club strong and dynamic. Please face your fellow members and affirm your membership by repeating the following words. I,
I,
in the presence of my fellow members
in the presence of my fellow members
of Vellore Toastmasters Club,
of the Vellore Toastmasters Club,
make this firm obligation
make this firm obligation
to attend meetings
to attend meetings
and prepare fully
and prepare fully
for each assignment,
for each assignment,
to apply myself in
to apply myself in
the projects outlined in the Toastmaster Education Program,
the project outlined in the Toastmaster program,
to participate actively in
participate actively in
club activities,
club activities,
to evaluate others in a positive,
to evaluate others in positive,
constructive manner,
constructive manner,
and to bring other new members
and
to bring other new members
into the club
into
into the club,
so that they can also gain
so they can also gain
the benefit of Toastmasters.
the benefits of Toastmasters.
Thank you, and I wish you the very best. So, recently we had one accomplishment. We have one member who had completed their level 1. So that's Toastmaster Captain. Congratulations to you. So now, we have two particular special parts of today's meeting. Can someone tell me what that is?
Education
Education session, correct. And
speaker about.
speaker. Exactly. So education session is by a person called Raghavan Sridhar. So there's a speech contest that happens in Toastmasters International, and he was a Tamil Nadu champion last year. So he's a very great speaker, and he's on his way. He's coming all the way from Chennai. So he's a very charismatic person. So when he speaks, you will understand what I mean. So secondly, we have a speaker-thon and two members giving their first icebreaker speech. Firstly is Toastmaster Pritika, as well as Toastmaster Chin, who is on his way. So I'm sure both of you will be nervous. But I've told you yesterday as well as I'll tell you today. There are 3 speeches for every one speech that you give. The one that you practiced yesterday, the one you'll give today, and the one that you wished you gave. So you can relax. It's common for everybody, and I wish you all the very best. So with that, I will now hand over the stage to a very special person, the very charismatic leader, a speaker, and the man who drives a lot of things here. Is none other than Toastmaster Bharat Nandarupa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik, the president, for giving such a kind introduction. Well, a very good morning, Toastmasters, and the more beautiful guests. And we have a more beautiful person who is yet to come. That's our chief guest. And you guys see, I think we can do one more chat. Maybe can you please occupy that seat? Because one more person will be occupied one. Okay. Right. Sorry for that inconvenience. Well, so we are also having a chief guest today, as Kaushik has already mentioned, is on his way. I hope you will all really enjoy the show. Well, during my school days and college days, I always often get excited whenever I see someone communicating so confident and so fluent. Actually, I won't get jealous, but a little jealous, actually. And I will even think these people are from a different planet, and I'm from a different planet. Because it's speaking, communicating, and with a bunch of people. I always thought it's not my cup of tea until I joined Toastmasters. So at this moment, I would like to thank two things, and they are the Vellore Toastmasters Club and the VIT students who started this club, and also the people who run this club for the past 6 years. So we can give a very good kudos for them. Right? So firstly, what is the Toastmaster meeting and what are the segments involved? So let me just give you a small intro over it. So in every Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 segments. So the first segment is prepared speeches, and the second segment is the table topics. The table topics is the most funniest element, where even guests can take part and they can just press on stage and they can put a show. And the evaluation, the third segment, that is the most and vital important segment in every Toastmasters meeting, because you need someone to say, hey, you have done that right, and you want to improve on this. Right? So that's why we have a segment called evaluation in Toastmasters. Yeah. So before getting into those segments, we have few guests today, and I would like to have a small introduction from each of them. Maybe you can stand in your place, and you can just give a small introduction about yourself. Maybe your name, profession, where are you coming from? Starting with you. If you want, I can come there. Okay, if possible, you can come here. That would be great. Good morning, all. I'm Dinesh Kumar. I'm the manager of Green FX Media, a small startup in Satvacharya. Actually, we are into animation, VFX, graphic design training. Just started last year only. So this April, we are going to complete the first year of Green FX Media. So I'm basically from Vellore. I did my schools and colleges, everything I finished in Vellore. For my career, I moved on to Chennai. So in the past nearly 20 years, I was in Chennai only, working in various companies, BPO sectors, and IT industry. As an admin and manager role, I used to get there. A couple of years before, I just came back to Vellore due to my father health issues, and due to that, I came back and I settled Vellore itself. I'm married. I have one son who's doing his sixth grade. So I just saw this Toastmaster in Facebook or some social media. So just want to know what actually you guys are doing, how it will benefit for me and for my fellow members and for my colleagues as well. So being a manager, so where I need to meet more of people, I have to communicate, I have to give presentations, such things. That's my role I used to think. But for those things, somewhere I feel like confidence will be very less. I don't know how to project myself in the meeting. So I want to get better myself. So I'm looking for such kind of things over here. So in that case, I just saw this one. Probably I thought this will help me out for my future career. So that's it. I just want to see you guys. So I want to know how these things are doing. So I really feel being part of this. Probably my MD, my owner also wants to join with that. He said like probably next week my office colleagues will come. So they say that they do want to visit and they want to see how they guys are doing. So probably I welcome next week. Thank you. Thank you, Satish, for your introduction. Dinesh, sorry. And we are so happy to have you. And may I now request the next person to give a small introduction about yourself. Okay, you may come, please.
Satish, I'm working as IT professional in Chennai based company. We are a corporate service for US based and Canada based company. So I am in Vellore for 10 months. I just born and brought up here in Vellore. So sometime I was in Chennai, I just back to after Corona, I just back to home. So I'm completely on work from home. So I'm good to have this post. I just back at home. I just saw in Facebook. So I just wanted to see how it's going and how to enter my teams in this and see how it's going to improve so talk to each other and get to improve our relationship.
Thank you, Satish, for your introduction. And can I have from the other guests as well a small introduction about yourself?
I'm Vani. Recently we shifted to Vellore. Like past 1 year we are in Vellore. Before we were in Chennai. My husband was also there. So we saw the Facebook ad. So that's why I came here. I'm a social media manager. We manage Instagram marketing for brands and coaches.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope you will have a great time. Yeah, can we have from you? You're looking? John.
Good morning. I'm a theatre artist basically, but I use theatre to do a lot of things. I do promotions, marketing, and I also teach theatre to the children. In fact, we shifted to Vellore because I'm teaching theatre at the Mayflower School here. And I also teach public speaking using theatre techniques. And I Toastmasters, like not heard much of it, but like recently I did something called like mind mapping a speech. I turned some 100 best speeches in the world into mind maps, and a lot of Toastmaster speeches came on the way. And I saw this ad and I thought,
Thank you so much, Lord, for coming. And may I now have from him on.
good morning to all. Myself, Heyman. So, I'm running a startup company here. My name is Limo Private Limited. We are into the health tech sector. Actually, I seen Toastmaster in the name a couple of years back, but I didn't do much research on this. I think I joined very late, I think, because I want to improve some of the communication skills as well as some leadership qualities, which will be very useful for my business.
Thank you, sir. Happy to have you. And may I now have from Mastery on the mic.
I'm Shivan Mohan. I'm a college student studying ACS, Basic College, where we can't improve the communications. From starting to close, I am studying seriously. For college, I joined it where I do work to restaurant communication. So I joined and saw the Toastmasters in social media. So I joined and it's like communication, to improve my communication and leadership. To do from scratch. So I joined them.
I think we have covered all the guests. Right? Yeah. So thank you so much everyone for your energy and for coming here on a Sunday morning, going to spend something beautiful with us. Well, yeah. So let's without further ado, let's get into this segment. So first of all, how many of you participated in marathon? Any rise of hands? Great. Well, good numbers. So what do you do in a marathon? Any answers? Run. Okay. Yeah. So we are going to conduct something similar in our Toastmasters Club today. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you run outside. We are going to have something similar, and we call it speech marathon or speakathon. So we have 4 speakers lined up who have just joined, and some people have joined a few months ago, and they are going to deliver their prepared speeches, and I think you will all enjoy that. So with that, I would like to invite the first speaker. Sorry for the interruption. Then just read out the introduction of the speaker. Just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. The chief guest is coming. We wanted the direction. All right. So the first speaker for today's meeting is actually he is a cloud security specialist at IBM, and his hobbies are playing cricket and web surfing. And we'll not start with that's none other than Toastmaster Monish for you. Yeah. Before calling the speaker on stage, I would like to call his evaluator. That's Toastmaster Vipin. So Toastmaster Vipin he has done his PhD and he's a professor and an educator. And yeah, so I would like to call the evaluator to read out the speech of it.
Very good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, today I'm very excited. So, in this room, did you notice anything? There's something special today. Yes, that is always there. What is special? Okay, I'll tell you. Here, today, what I witnessed today, that variety of experts are coming from different fields, and there's common factors. What are the common factors? Twitter, social media, startup. Startup means innovation, right? So this is what we want for this same stage, so that where we can learn from each other. So that's very nice, and kudos to everyone. And we are looking forward to have wonderful show. So coming back to the Toastmaster Monish speech, the title he has given that has impressed me a lot. That is the art of command, understanding leadership styles. So this title is very close to my heart, and I wish him very best for this for his prepared speech. I'm 100% confident that he'll fulfill his all the tick mark, and he'll come with his shining colors.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vipin, the evaluator for Toastmaster Monish. And now I'd like to call Toastmaster Monish on stage. So, Toastmaster Monish, the art of command. The art of command, Toastmaster Monish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandari. So, before starting, I have to say one thing. This level 2 project 1 asked me to either to have a common speech on leadership styles or talk about my style of leadership. And I know if I talk about my style of leadership, everybody will be saying, who cares? Nobody else. So I've taken to talk about a topic of what is a leadership? What are the types of leadership? What are the types of what are the styles in the leadership? So first of all, as you can see here, who is a leader?
Someone who guides people.
Okay. Yeah. So back to the question, who is the leader? Anyone?
Someone with more idea about what we are going to do.
Okay. Anyone is it?
A leader usually takes a set of tasks, reorganizes them, and associates them to the respective team members.
So, anyone on to the next slide. So a leader is a person who leads. Lead. Uh, as you know, the person who leads is a leader. So in this section or in this oration, we are going to see three things. First is what is a leader, that we saw earlier. And the second thing is, so these are what is leadership, right? A leadership is someone who leads, or leader is someone who leads. Now, is leadership applies to day-to-day life? Do you think we is of our opinion that leadership is something that is of organizational needs, or someone who leads a team, or someone who manages a team is a leader? And I'm of the different opinion that a leadership or leading skills applies to our day-to-day life. As a father or a mother, we lead a family. As a sister or a brother, we lead our siblings. So, to answer our second question, leadership skills is essential to our day-to-day part of life. So, answer to this question is yes, it is part of our day-to-day life. And moving on to the third question, and which is the topic of this topic as well. What are the leadership styles? And if you see broadly, there are two types. One is authoritative, or is top-down approach, and the second one is a democratic style. You see, example of authoritative style is a military commander, and you can't have a collaborative approach in a military environment. And the second is a democratic style, and a perfect example could be a corporate environment. In corporate environment, it's a collaborative approach. It's not top to down, and everybody plays an important part in the decision making. And the most
authoritative or democratic style is each has its pros and cons. Each will be applies to one case or another case. I'm from a family of a military person. In our family itself, we have a example. We have a person who is from military, and he does the same mistake as everybody does, and he carries out the same attitude in our family, and that is a problem that we all make. We carry out one leadership style, we think of one leadership style, and that's to be applied everywhere. And in our family, battle went on for 10 years, and finally, my mom came victorious, and she is a military command of our army. So, to illustrate this example of a commanding approach or authoritative approach, we have one example from a film. Have you seen Skyfall? Yeah. This is a important scene in Skyfall, and she is the head of that agent, that is intelligence agent, and she will be taking an important decision which leads to the next part of the film. And this is an example of a commanding or authoritative leadership. So we saw that one leadership style is not before all the approaches. So what is the solution then? What is the which is the best type of leadership? And the answer is it's dynamic leadership. What is dynamic leadership? We take different approach according to the time. For example, we be a collaborative person as in when the democratic approach requires, we be an authoritative person as in when the time requires. One person who I thought will be the best example that I came across as Mahatma Gandhi. Everybody sees him as a spiritual leader or a person who was of high moral attitude. But if you come across historians and political analysts, he will be described as a very sharp-minded political strategist. When you take a British is very military-wise, arm-wise, and money-wise, they are very powerful. The only possible way to defending them or attacking them is to non-violent approach. We can't um, fight against British without with arms. So he took the second approach of non-violence and he made it into a movement itself. So he was considered as a very sharp mind, and we saw that we know he's in as a democratic person by nature. He described Gandhi, he described as a democratic person. One example of authoritative nature of Gandhi is during non-cooperation movement after the Saudi Sabara incident. He called up that non-cooperation movement abruptly, and it was all the leaders of those times was against it. And later it came out to be a wonderful decision. And that is one example where Gandhi was an authoritative leader. And another example of this is Joseph Stalin. He's a leader of USSR back then, currently Russia. He's the opposite example of Gandhi. He carried out that authoritative approach towards his life, and which led to which led to his downfall as well. So he had a villain, and though all those doctors who could treat him, he would either kill him or they are too afraid to cure him because if they can't cure him, they will either kill him or then he put him into a sentence. So we saw three things, and we answered three things. Yeah. So we saw what is leader, is leadership applies to everyday life, and which leadership style is best. And the answer is it's a dynamic leadership, and that's it from my end. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll move on. Hand over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monish, for your wonderful speech. I think we can take a lot of insights from this speech. Yeah. So let us have 1 minute of silence for the next speaker to get ready. Time, please let me know when 1 minute is up. Thank you, Timo, for letting me know. Well, in this speakathon, now we are going to have a second speaker to say this about this speaker. So she is a developmental psychologist in CMC for 20 years, and her hobbies are reading books, listening to podcasts, interacting with people, and gleaning life lessons from real life stories. And it's none other than Toastmaster Carolyn for you. Before calling the speaker on stage, I would like to call the evaluator on stage. The evaluator is a businessman and his hobbies are basketball, swimming, boxing. You should be very careful with him. And yeah, it's none other than our president Toastmaster Kaushik for you. So Toastmaster Kaushik, may I invite you to read out the speech subject?
Thank you, Toastmaster. So my target speaker is is going through presentation mastery. She's doing her level 2, project 1, and I wish my target speaker the very best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik, for the objective speech. And now I would like to have Toastmaster Calvin on stage. So, Toastmaster Calvin, does Red Bull gives you wings? Does Red Bull gives you wings? Toastmaster Calvin.
Does Red Bull really give you wings? Does it? No? Let's see.
Yes.
Yes? Alright. So, what variants of liquid courage is a term that is used for any alcohol? It might be whiskey, it might be vodka, anything that gives you momentary courage. Okay? So, what actually happens is when you consume this alcohol, it stimulates some neurotransmitters and it also has an impact on the prefrontal cortex. That is the center in your brain that helps you with impulse control and also that helps you feel invincible. Next slide, please. So the question again, does Red Bull really give you wings or do you need to develop your wings on your own? We as human beings, we are people who have memories from the past and we are what our past is. So the past can impact us both positively as well as it can have a negative impact on us. So the year was 1993. I was on my way to physics tuition with my brother on a bike. In the opposite side of the road was a speeding vehicle. Anybody recognize this? No? Sir, might know. It's a Suzuki Samurai. The Suzuki Samurai goes with a tagline. Anybody knows the tagline? No problem. Okay? But on that particular day, we were in for a major problem. What happened? The two bikes collided. Huh? And I literally saw my brother flying like little superstar STR across the road. And that was the day I started having panic attacks. It- Beyond that point, I developed something called vetophobia. Okay? Forget about riding a car. Even being a pedestrian was super, super scary for me. Okay? Anytime I had to cross the road, I would hold on to two people. Mostly it would be my daughter and my best friend, Monica. So, Rachel, Monica, hold my hand. I would be shaking like a leaf just before crossing that exit gate, no? CMC, just opposite that. You just have to cross that road. That is how I would be shivering with anxiety. At this point, in 2020, two of my friends, Poppy and Pradeep, they suggested that I should start learning to drive a car. Okay? And oh my god, it was like out of the frying pan into the fire. The proverb suited me very, very well. Nevertheless, it was their persistence that actually gave me courage to venture forward. So, I started with great difficulty. What I did was I was behind the wheels and I actually drove like an alcoholic. The lines were never straight, it was zigzag and I would go anywhere I wanted to. It was like drunken driving. That is how I started off. So every cricket ground, Pradeep used to take me and I was like always getting shooted at. And I'll be going here and there and Poppy would, still continue to encourage me and that is how it went. So a car drive is just a car drive for other people. But for me, it was nothing short of a miracle. To get from point A to point B was super hard for me. And believe me, at that time, even if a barrel of gin was infused into me, I would not get the courage to do it. So one day, on the way to Gudiyatham, I went on a protest. I am not driving. For the life of me, this is a skill I will never master. I give up and I took to walking. I thought, okay, fears make wolves larger than what they are. Fears are killers of dreams. I killed my dream that day. Then, because of them, I employed something called flooding, which we psychologists usually use. This is a principle where you overdose on something that is very, very fearful to you. You go high on that. And soon what happens is it does not become a fearful situation anymore. So I took to walking. I would walk everywhere for the next 6 months. So the pedometer would say only 200 kilometers to Philadelphia, only 300 kilometers to Washington DC, only 500 kilometers to Las Vegas. That really, really, motivated me. So in the morning, I would walk to work, I would go with the traffic, and in the evening, I would walk against the traffic just to build, a pressure. And I would tell this mantra every day: the traffic will not kill you, you will make it home. I kept telling this over and over again. So Poppy and Pradeep, they were my cheerleaders. Every night, what we would do was we would go for a drive. Okay? I'll be shaking like a leaf. I'll be super, but they were very confident in teaching me this skill. And at one point, I thought, no, I will not let this go this way. I'm not getting out of the car till I learn how to drive. No matter how many years it takes me, I will acquire this skill. What gave me that confidence? Was it the drink? Was it Red Bull? No. It was the words of my father. He told me something. No road is a safe road. No driver is a perfect driver. Those words gave me wings. And today I can drive. So, my dear Toastmasters and guests, what are your fears? What are you fearful about? Go and be like the eagle. Sit, perch, pluck off your leaves, develop new ones to stop with this quote. There's a beautiful anthem by Kelly that says that, it's a wonderful song. It says that I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me walking through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Carolyn. That was a wonderful speech. I think you all might have understood how we get wings and fly. Well, before moving on to the next speaker, we have a special inclusion in our regular meeting. That's we are having a role called Joke Master. Well, this role is going to be played by a Toastmaster who has just joined you. She has just joined a week ago. Well, she's a current, she's studying in VID and her hobbies are watching movies and playing games. And may I like to call Toastmaster Sarah.
Hello everyone. This was my first stage as a Toastmaster. As a joke master, I think you guys gave me the toughest job in my life because I was searching through the website as a joke website. I don't know what made you laugh. Okay, yesterday I was with my friends. I gone to one of my friends and told about my job and asked to tell me a joke. She took it serious and she opened the phone. I was very curious what she's going to come up with. She opened that film camera and showed at me. I was like, what? I think everyone heard. She told me you're the joke host and everyone will laugh. I was like, stop kidding me. It was a usual thing friends will do each other. Okay. Imagine there were three apples in a basket. You took two away. How many apples do you have? Two. Because you just took two. I'm not asking how many apples left in the basket. Mm, okay, I'm going to ask you a continuous riddle, but it will not be logic. You should not think logically and ask me questions. There are 100 bricks in a flying plane. One has fallen down. How many will be remaining? Okay, 19 is absolutely correct. What I was thinking. How can an elephant keep inside a fridge? You should open it, keep the aircon inside and close it. Okay. There's a party in the jungle where every animal came to the party except one animal. What it will be? Elephant. Because the elephant is the inside the fridge. Okay. A girl wants to cross a river. Usually the river is full of crocodiles. But she crossed the river without even a single injury in her. How?
Already know party.
I think you guys already know all this. Okay, finally. After crossing the river, the girl died.
For the stone.
The place.
Whatever it is.
What has many keys but it can't open a single lock? This is out of that.
Keyboard.
Keyboard. Okay, finally. Laughter is the best medicine. But if you are laughing without reason, you need medicine.
Thank you, Toastmasters Saranya. We really enjoyed it and you put a wonderful show. And now I'd like to call another inclusion of role, and that's Newsmaster. And this is also going to be played by a Toastmaster who has joined very new. And he is also a student of VID and his hobbies for watching movies. And it's none other than Toastmaster Santosh.
Good morning to everyone. I'm Santosh. I'm going to play a role of a newsmaster for today. Let's jump to the news. India's Union Finance Minister yeah, prepared, but I enjoyed
a joke, man. Just that's okay.
India's Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the country's budget in the parliament on this week, February 1st, 2024. Protesters hurled soup at the Mona Lisa painting in Paris. The Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci is one of the world's most famous art. Recently, arts became the common target of various protests. Yashu Jaiswal double century and Jasprit Bumrah's 6 wicket has India in the dominant position against England in the second test match in Vizag. According to a new study funded by NASA, the moon is shrinking. As that happens, there is Earth moon quarks like earthquakes happening in our planets. Don't worry, the moon is shrinking about 150 feet of few million years, so nothing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. I think you have played both the roles as a newsman and Toastmaster. Thank you for that, and you are so confident. Thank you. Well, with this now, let's continue with our speakathon. So, moving on to the third speaker. Well, the third speaker, I think Carolyn has already mentioned this person's name. Who is the cheerleader? Toastmaster Carolyn? Toastmaster Pradeep. Yes. So, before calling Toastmaster Pradeep on stage, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Kaushik, who is the president of the club.
Thank you, Toastmaster. My target speaker, Toastmaster Pradeep, is on the path of leadership development. He's giving his first speech today, which is an icebreaker speech. And the purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to the club as well as begin his first speech. With that, I wish my target speaker the very best and over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, evaluator, for the speech objectives. And now I'd like to call the speaker on the stage. So, Toastmaster Pradeep. Mysterious miracle. Mysterious miracle. Toastmaster Pradeep. Over to you.
Hello everyone, and I Toastmasters. I hope you are having a good week. At the outset, I would like to appreciate our Toastmaster today. He's doing an amazing job. Thumbs up to you, Toastmaster. Here is my story. And I'm very privileged to have my evaluator as my evaluator. My favorite guy, Kaushik sir. Yeah. I am the only child among 3 siblings who was never treated in a hospital, though I was born in a hospital. Just like, unlike my 2 other brothers. This me met a mysterious miracle in 2022. Come with me as I share my story, heavenly experience. In June 2022, I found a small patch of dry skin on my legs. In no time, it rapidly spread all over my body, top to bottom, giving me a shock. A person like me who could carry 3 cement bags weighing 150 kilograms on my shoulders up to the third floor, but now couldn't able to carry a 30-gram comb to my head. This gave me a shock, and I tried all medical streams like allopathy, Siddha, Ayurveda, homeopathy. They gave me a shock with the same answer, uniform answer, that this is incurable. You must have to learn to live with it. This threw me into a shock because that was not news I expected from the medical streams. Being a captain for a cricket team, I must be on field from the toss time to the tata time under the scorching sun. But now I couldn't even stand. I am not allowed to stand in the sun without sunscreen or shades. See, these all threw me into shocks and shocks, shock and shocks. Then slowly everything I loved and lived disappearing from my sight, and pain and shame became my friends. Amidst of all these shocks, I had a great support from my friends, family, and church members. An assurance of prayer gives me lots of support and strength from my pastor and church members. While I was contemplating my suicide, not want to disturb my family and friends, with the same diagnosis, one of my friends came to me and strengthened me with lots of support, lots of words. Again, my sister who stood by me was so sensitive with my emotional and physical needs. She was a pillar support. Then came a shock, a surprise. While I am swallowing this medical impossibility in my heart, from the dais, actually I couldn't attend my Christmas service, but I don't want to miss my New Year service, so I went to the church with all my gloves, mask, and cap. I have lost so much weight, so I don't want to be recognized with anyone. But I was located by my pastor on sitting on the balcony, second row. It was very surprise for me. Then the word he said there, trembling word, Bible promise of healing in his preaching is another surprise, because just now by the time I'm following, I'm understanding I have to live with it. But he was surprised with the healing promise from the Bible. Then later on, to cut the short story, the doctor who was examining me later on was surprised very much, looking at disappearing my lesions slowly. Not only that, uh, the strength I gained back, lesions are gone. Usually I come with shoes. Today I came, I don't know where the gone. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah,
You can.
my legs fixes are. These are the. This is my head. Top to bottom, this is my situation. Now I don't have anything. And it's a mysterious miracle, I could call it. Dear friends, if my story would have touched you anywhere, hold on to hope. Let no shock you. Let no surprise you. Embrace the support loves give you, and run the race with all the perseverance and by the rules. The best is yet to come.
Right. Thank you so much, Pradeep. I would say it's not an icebreaker speech, it's a motivational and an emotional speech as well. Kudos to you. Let us give a 1 minute of silence for the next speaker to get ready. Time, please let me know. 1 minute is up. Sorry.
Bharat, government club.
Thank you, Daniel, for letting me know. Well, moving on to the last speaker of this speakathon. To say about this speaker, well, she is an industrial engineer at AppSco and USA based, and she is also an artist. She loves painting, drawing, gardening, and puzzle solving. It's none other than Toastmaster Kritika for you. And before calling the speaker on stage, I would like to call her evaluator. So this person is a system analyst at Ramco Systems, and his hobbies are reading books and solving Rubik's cube. Well, it's none other than Toastmaster Trivedin for you. May I now request you to come read out the speech objectives.
Thank you. A warm welcome, my fellow ladies and fellow gentlemen. Today, Toastmaster Pritika will be doing our level 1 project for Nice Pritika. I wish her all the best for her speech. Thank you.
So Toastmaster Kritika, a pen and a brush. A pen and a brush, Toastmaster Kritika.
So, what is the one thing that changed you in your life? Can I hear from some of you? Anything it could be. Great. Anybody else? That's fantastic. I also have such thing. It is a pen and a brush. My mom got married when she was 18. So her highest educational qualification is class 12 and my dad's was class 10. Few years into marriage, my mom realized the power of being educated and financial independence is much, much more for a woman to even put her ideas in the family discussion, especially if you are living in a joint family. So, my mom wanted to raise me as a perfect kid. She wanted me to get good grades, do all the extracurricular activities. That job was little easy for me when I was studying first standard and second standard. As I start moving up the ladder, my marks have started falling down. My mom tried her best to make me study by forcing and babysitting with me all the time. And finally, in the 8th class, I got failed in an exam. By now, my mom thought that education is not my thing, and she don't wanted to force me much. Also, my younger siblings they started growing, so she shifted her focus from me to them. And years have passed. I finished my 12th class, and my board exams results have come. My teacher called me and told that I emerged as the school first. I was in absolute shock because that was not my intention. Those were not even in my thoughts. To be honest, my reaction is neutral. But my parents, they were already started flying in the sky because nobody in my family had educational background before. For them, it's the first time. I've never seen my dad expressing such amount of happiness in his life. And few months ago, I randomly asked my mom, like, what is the best experience or the moment that you had in your life? She told me this without even thinking for a second. The moment when I came with you to the stage to receive the rank holder award in your 12th class, I got surprised to know this answer. For me, I know those marks does not make any sense in the real world, but it has brought the precious happiness of my mom. I wondered how such a small thing can bring precious happiness. Now I'll take you to the second object, brush. I have a long relationship with that. Like every other kid, I used to paint and draw in my childhood. During the lockdown, I was in the second year of my college. I had no exams, no classes, nothing. I was completely bored. So I started to paint with the leftover paint from my childhood. I liked it. I got attracted to watercolor painting and I started watching some tutorials. I wondered at that tutorial, like whether is this a tutorial or a magic show? Because I'll tell you why painting is watercolor painting. The viscosity of the watercolor painting is almost equal to the water. It's like you are painting with the water, just some pigments added to it. It's not like the regular paint that you use for your walls or that you put on your canvas. If you have the patience to watch such a tutorial, you will slowly observe how nothing. But when you look back, you will never know how it has come there. And after watching tons of tutorials, I gained confidence to do my first painting. And here it is. And I'm going to show two of my favorite and recent one, and here we go. So now you can take two takeaways from my stories. The first one is happiness. When somebody is happy because of you or your actions, you will feel uh, that feeling is something out of world. You can make others happy just by listening to them or just by being kind, because happiness is very subjective to persons. And the second thing is, how did I go from here to here? What did I do in between? It's actually nothing. I just constantly painting with passion. So, when you have decided to learn and if you are ready to put a consistent effort, anything in the world is learnable, even if you don't have any guidance or tutorials on school. So, be happy and make others happy and have strong desires to achieve your goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Ritika. Well, I think we are not seeing icebreaker speeches. These are such wonderful speeches with great messages. Great job, Toastmasters Ritika. Well, now we are going to a role called Sport Master. Well, this role is going to be played by a person who is a businessman, and he also loves going to gym, and he loves playing badminton a lot. And it's none other than Toastmaster Vishnu for you. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishnu.
Good afternoon, everyone. I wish you the good master of the today. I have a single quote for you people. A real man smiles in times of trouble, grab the strength from distress and grow brave by reflection. This is said by Thomas Paine. There is and the inner fortitude that can be found within individuals who have the ability to face adversity head-on. Thank you.
Thank you, Good Master, for a positive quote for making this session even more special. Well, with this, we concluded this speakathon. I would also like to address we have another guest, Toastmaster, Ritu Surana. Actually, she is a younger sister of Kriti Surana. So, Kriti Surana is one of the past members of VTC. She has put in a lot of efforts to make this club in a good state. I think we missed out her introduction. Maybe you can just introduce yourself.
So I am Ritu. Actually, I've been to online sessions in Toastmaster. First time I am coming to offline session. I am actually pursuing CA second year.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ritu, for coming here. And I hope you will have a great time. And I think we have here a lot of speeches. I think now it's time for a small refreshment. So let's have a refreshment for 10 minutes and stay back here at sharp 10 minutes, and we'll start with our next important segments after 10 minutes. And yeah, so feel free to have your snacks.
Stop.